I'm very happy to be joined here today by Kim Crockett from Bea Fisher. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, thanks so much, Abby.
Of course. Now, coming up next week, the Bea Fisher is holding a online auction from February 21st to March 1st. It's an exciting and unique way to raise money for the foundation, and with the goal of raising the money for a wheelchair accessible van for you guys. So, first of all, can we talk a little bit about kind of where the idea for the online auction came from and how it will work?
Well, the auction idea itself, it started a few years ago. Uh, Kind of dates back even into the COVID years. We still use that term, I guess, a bit. And during that time, obviously, fundraising for not only Bea Fisher, but any nonprofit was a bit of a challenge in the absence of gatherings, anything of that nature. And we're trying to think of a way, okay, we still have some financial needs. How do we deal with this? And it was our foundation board, amazing group of people, and they landed on this idea. And so we did it for a couple of years. We took a break last year when we wrapped up our last of our New Year's Eve galas, and we thought this is a great time to bring it back. And our goal is to make it an annual event going forward.
That sounds wonderful. And having an online presence, especially as a foundation, is super
Mhm.
important. So having this as a way to raise money is amazing. Now, I mentioned that this is all in the goal of raising money for a wheelchair accessible van. So can you tell me a little bit about that van and why you are raising the money for it and the goal for it?
Sure. On any given week, Abby, probably over 100 individuals that Bea Fisher provides care services to need some sort of transportation assistance, whether it be a medical appointment, personal shopping, go visit friends, even going to work, or some sort of volunteer placement. They all need to get around, no different than you or I. But many of these individuals, they need a wheelchair to get around. And obviously, for that to happen, we need a vehicle that can accommodate that sort of equipment. We do have one in our fleet of vans that its life is pretty much over, and so that's what we're trying to raise funds to replace. The van itself, we were able to get one donated to us in 2018. It was a wonderful gift at that time, but the cost in the last 7 years has actually doubled now to $160,000 for that exact same van. And so we got to get pretty creative. How do we raise that kind of funding? And one of the fun things we have about the online auction is the sort of thing where anybody can get involved, both from a donor perspective and if you just want to be the bidder, anybody can get involved with it.
Yes, that sounds wonderful. And like I said, online is such a huge, everybody's online these days. So, and you're on some form of social media as well. So it's great to kind of incorporate those fundraisers with something that, everybody is involved in and on online. Now, there's a couple things. The previewing of the items starts tomorrow, February 15th. But you also have to register for the auction as well. So tell me a little bit about the previewing and how people can actually register and how that part of the auction will work.
Sure. So once you go onto the auction website, and you'll find that literally just at bfisherauction.com. And if that's too much to remember, even just go Bea Fisher, and there'll be a link on there to take you to the auction website. But yeah, starting tomorrow, about a week. And during that time, it's a chance for people to get an idea what is actually on the auction site. And then also, it's an opportunity just to register. And it's literally just recording who you are, an email address. We can contact you, especially if you're the winning bidder on an item. And that's about all there is to it. The preview period is also a great time for us to just an extra opportunity for us to acknowledge all of the amazing individuals and businesses that have donated to the auction. And you're going to see a write up for everything that's been included on there. And there's an amazing array of things on there already. Everything like golf packages, camping equipment. Your parent organization, Stingray, they've included a $5,000 media package for a small business in town that needs some assistance getting their message out. So there's this great wide range of items and services on there. And that's what we want people to be able to get a good long chance to take a look at.
Yes, it certainly is amazing, especially when the community does come forward with those items. And like you said, not even just helping Bea Fisher, but helping small businesses in and around the city. It's incredible. Now, if anybody sees this, any organization or business, or even just an individual, they see this and would like to donate items, how can they do that?
Sure. Simplest thing is give me a call at B. Fisher's admin office, and that number is 780-875-3633. And even though the preview period starts tomorrow, we know that there's still going to be a few last minute items trickling in, and that's just fine. We're good literally right up until next Thursday, the 20th of February. If we were still getting items that date, we can add them onto the site, and there's still lots of time for the public to take a bid on them in the following week.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This auction sounds like it's going to be amazing and a great turnout. And it sounds already like there's a ton of great items. So thank you again for joining me. And I wish you the best of luck for the auction on February 21st.
Thanks so much, Abby. Always a pleasure to be here.